I suppose we're live. It's going to be an interesting day today, guys, because I haven't live streamed in about a month. Even my earrings in. I got to have earrings. I dropped my post. I always got to have earrings in my ear. I feel naked. Okay, I'm going to holler at IG and let them know to come on in. I'm going to try not to be too long in here. Yeah, I know I usually lie about that, but I'm going to try. All right, let me just holler at IG really quickly, and we'll get going. How is everybody doing? You guys come on in. It's been a minute. Come on in. All right, here we go, IG. Okay, so I expect to see a lot of familiar faces because y'all was all in my DMs like, Nick, girl, you all right? We'll send out the Marines. Where are you? So I definitely appreciate all of the DMs. Some people even sent stuff to my business address, my business email. But no, my last video was I hate LA traffic, and I had to like drive over a ramp and on ramp, and I was going down following cars, and then I didn't hear anything from me. So I survived, and we're all good. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm a little late. I had to change clothes because I sweated out the shirt I had on. So I have two of these little fans on. Y'all don't sleep on these little USB fans. They work. They are good. Okay, so hey, Jessica, good to see you. Good to see you as well, my dear. All right, so first off, let me just say, IG, hey guys, it's Niki with That Homeschool Life. Today's topic is why y'all try to keep stuff hidden from a girl, from a sister? You know, why y'all do me like that? I learned some things, you know, the past month and a half that I'm gonna have to share with you guys. What's up, Rambling Homemaker? Good to see you. Okay, so listen, I don't even know where to start, but let me just jump right on in. Okay. Now listen, the topic is the one thing no one tells you about homeschooling. Now, if you read my description box on YouTube, I make the comparison to, for those, you know, ladies who have given birth, to those moms, when you're pregnant, everybody and their mama is telling you what happened to them, what they did, what not to do, all of that stuff. And then once that D-Day comes, you know, half that stuff goes out the window, and you just like in survival mode. Even if you do a little namaste, water birth, home birth, very calm, there's always at least one point in time where you're kind of like, it ain't kind of, and then you just got to just be in the moment and do what you got to do to get that baby in your arms. It's the same way with homeschooling. What's up, Lisa, south of the border? It's the same with homeschooling, right? Everybody and their mama got something to say about curriculum, homeschooling methods, how to do it with multiple kids, how to lesson plan, all of that. You take some of that, you know, what do we say? Eat the fat, spit out the bones. So I had to apply that to myself. But here's the thing people don't tell you. The one thing, and I'm going to lead with this. I got a journalism degree. I'm going to lead with the nut of this story. Let me sit back. Hold on. Let me draw you guys out. I'm hot. I just got to air out my underarms. Hold on. The one thing they don't tell you, and they kind of do, but they're not really sincere with it because you're not there yet. You're not ready. Okay? You know, who is it that says you get the information when your ears are open? Okay? A lot of times we hear stuff, but our ears are not open, right? So, what I discovered was that when you become a homeschooler, okay, for any length of time, you will change like you changed when you gave birth, like when you became a mom, or when you became a caregiver, just something. In those cases, that's a big monumental change, right? So you expect to kind of change with that. But with homeschooling, because you're in it every day, you can't see the forest for the trees. So sometimes you don't even realize that you're changing. You're with your children all the time. So I got my wake-up call about a month ago. And the thing I realized was that I had changed, and the change snuck up on me, and then I'm like, it was just shaking me like a new mom with a baby. No, I'm kidding. Take that back. But just shaking me up. And this is what happened. Okay. Now, this is the juicy part I was telling you guys. And I'm not gonna say too much into the juicy part. I've been away for a while, and you guys have been blowing up my inboxes. Y'all want to know, Nick, what's going on with testing? What's going on with curriculum reviews? What's going on with your academy? All of this stuff. And I am going live every day for the rest of this month, okay? I have a lot of videos that I owe you guys. So I'm going to go live with all the curriculum. I got a stack over there of 15 curriculum books. And we're just going to go live. We're going to do it together. I prefer that anyway. So if you see me with the curriculum, you can ask me questions. I can show you things. I can expound on things. If I don't know, I'll be like, girl, I don't know. I'll find out for you. Come back next week. So I want you guys to be able to get as much information. A lot of you have bought curriculum. Some of you might want to return things, or you haven't bought anything. I want to get that information to you. Now, for me, what's up? I am K-Bay. Now, for me, oh, I see a lot of new faces in here. Melithia, I think I've seen you before. Happy Thursday, guys. So for me, here's the change. This is my oldest child, who's 14, going into 9th grade, officially going into 9th grade, although he's been doing high school since 6th grade, accredited high school classes. And so I've been keeping the transcript since then. But this season, he played his final season in football. And so he aged out, and he played flag. We don't do tackle. And for those of you, especially in California, there is no private. If you're homeschooling and your child is into sports and your child has an inkling that they want to go to a Division 1 or 2 school, definitely Division 1, but a Division 2 or Division 3 school, you have to go through the NCAA eligibility, have an NCAA approved classes, having your transcripts, all of that stuff, right? But there are no private clubs for football, American football. You have AAU for basketball, you have travel ball for baseball, you got travel soccer, all of that. But for the biggest sport in the country, football, tackle football, there isn't one. And California expressly says you cannot do you cannot have a private football league. So those kids who are into that, they almost invariably have to go to a public high school. And walks my child. So 8th grade, I'm like, we cool. I got our stuff ready for homeschool 9th grade. And at this was in April actually. At my youngest son's game, one of the coaches came up. We've known this coach forever. He's a wonderful man, a phenomenal mentor. And he coached my youngest son in basketball. He also coaches football. So he comes up to my son and says, hey, you're going to do, tackle in 9th grade at the high school. And he said, we could really use you. I mean, you'll be great. You're good, blah, 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 blah. So he's kind of gassing my son's head up. And so I was like, I don't know. We're kind of thinking about it, up in the air. Cool. And then 2 weeks later, back in April into May, it was another game. We actually played them. We played against them. We beat them. And he comes up to my son, dude, guess who's going to be the head coach at the school? It's him. And he's like, I need you, man. I want you on the team. You don't have to try out. You don't do anything. That spot is yours if you want it. So here goes my son's head. Yeah, Mom, I can do it. I can do it. And I'm like, all right, so if y'all didn't know, I'm going to do a little story first. So he's like, so I'm like, okay, son, do you think you just go to public school and all you do is play football? You got 0 period all the way to 5th period before you get to 6th period where you do football. I said, you got a whole bunch of mountains to climb before you get to football. And school starts at 6:45. That means you have to be up at the crack of dawn, which means you have to go to bed really early the night before. So he was like, oh, well, can I just homeschool and then do football? I'm like, yeah, in about several other states, but not in California. So that started the change. Now, so here's the thing. This is why I wavered on this. So my son's team played in the Super Bowl, the championship. a big SoFi stadium where the Rams play. And so that was the ambiance. I'm setting the scene. So you got this big billion-dollar stadium, and no one has played a real game there, not even the Rams. No fans were allowed when they play their few games. And the last 5 seconds of the game, my son gets ejected. And it was really, really heated. And we were up, but we were about to lose that lead. We were heated. And he gets ejected. That coach, who was not our coach, but he's just such a great guy, that our coach, who's been around for like 20 years, let him on the team, like the coach. That coach sat down on the sidelines with my son, and because he already knew my son, talked him down, got him back in the game. There's so many timeouts, and maybe it was 10 seconds left. And then he looks, he sees me in the stands, because I'm sitting, by his wife. He sees me in the stands, and he's like, Mama, I got him. We good, whatever. And I saw how my son's demeanor changed. And I was like, oh my gosh. I've always tried to surround my sons, my Black sons, around other Black males who are very great role models. It's always been important to me, because where we live, they don't see much of that. And this coach is the supreme out of all of those men that my sons have been around. And so I looked at that, and I saw how my son, who was so dejected because he got ejected because he's so emotional, and all his teammates were like, man, it's okay. We got you, man. We got you. We're going to do this for you. Because he won the Spirit Award for that whole division. Should have been Defensive Player of the Year, but some politics going on. The point is, I saw how this one man with his, I don't know what he said, how he took my son's shoulders, who were shoulders just down, and just, just caught up that he might have lost the game for his team. And then his shoulders came up, and the fire came back in him. And then he got back on the sidelines, and we won. And I said, oh my gosh, we might have to go to public school, because that is something my son will remember for the rest of his life. That was a major life lesson. So I went home, and I said, winter is coming. My Game of Thrones people. And said, okay, Nick, you got to think about this, because you have your homeschool vision, which I tell you guys. Hey, Matana Joy, I haven't seen you in a while, girl. Mona, hey, what's up? Now, I told you guys, I did a video on this like 2 years ago. I'm going to update it. And tomorrow, I'm going to have my overhead and all my slides and overlays so you guys can see this better. But I told y'all, you got to have homeschool vision. You have got to have a long-term vision and a short-term vision, right? Okay? Don't worry. I'm going to let y'all see this. You can see better on YouTube. So all my IG people, if you really want to see this, come on over to YouTube, because the views come on YouTube. But listen, so I had to reread the big picture, what I was trying to teach my kids, because the reason why I said, the post-fluent school district and school, but when I was looking through the course catalog, I'm like, are you kidding? The stuff they don't offer until junior and senior year, y'all been doing since sixth grade. I'm like, this will be a step down in education for us, right? See, that was my ego talking. I'm like, oh no, we can't regress in academics. So then I said, when I went and pulled this up, the big picture, why we do this. Now this is our homeschool vision. I set all my cheering down, and we talked about it, and then I put it in a coherent sentence, or two sentences, no, one sentence. We homeschool to raise happy, critical thinking young warriors who know, one, who they are, their history, their worth, how to start and successfully run a business, and their life's purpose. And I'll be darned, it's my book. Y'all know one of my favorite books of all time is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And I read that with my middle son. We kind of finished it recently, because you kind of want to keep going back to it, because it has so many life lessons. And my name is E. Nicole ... My middle son, because I was struggling with this, because I kept talking to my son about, what do you want to do? And I don't want to put that pressure on him. And my middle son was like, well, Mom, You just have to kind of talk to the soul of the world. Well, y'all know my son's name. He has to talk to the soul of the world and figure out his destiny. You can't do that to him. That's what the alchemist says. The alchemy says you are responsible for your life's purpose, and you can't use anyone else to help you find it, or you'll always be searching for your life's purpose. That's kind of like what he said, but I was blown away. I was like, what? My parenting skills are working. My mama's skills are working. My homeschool skills are working. I forgot. And I said, oh, snap. I'm sitting here trying to manipulate the situation for my oldest son because he was undecided. He hadn't been inside of a public school since 5th grade, so he doesn't really know what it's like anymore. And then high school is a totally different animal. And I said, girl, if you let your son make this decision as a young man, he's going to be 15 next week. You let him follow his life's purpose. If this is a mistake for him, ain't no harm, no foul. We just go back to homeschooling. If he loves it, we make adjustments academically. People have always done that. We always find ways to, massage the situation. I said, it's not the end of the world. I said, all the experiences he's going to get in the public school, especially with that coach. Okay, now if the coach wasn't there, I'd be like, maybe sophomore year. But then I'm gonna tell you the juicy part of trying to massage the high school situation. We're gonna have a whole series on high school because I'll tell you what's up, especially if you live in California, okay? Listen, I said, okay, you got until this week to decide because I had you signed up for 2 classes, homeschool classes that weren't cheap, paid out my own pocket. And I can get almost all my money back by this deadline. So you got to make this decision. And I said, how can I help you make this decision? And he was like, I don't know, Mom. And I said, oh, shoot, what? This is the part of the change in me because as moms, especially, let me tell you something. My mom, I think I might have been in high school. She kind of said it flippantly, not angrily, but just kind of flippantly. She said something about, I asked her about, Mom, how come you don't do this? And she was like, oh, you guys stopped needing me, so I felt kind of useless. And then she went on doing what she was doing. And she didn't feel bad about it, but I was like, you felt useless? Mom, I always need you. Case in point, I was in my 30s, still walking in her bathroom when I would visit, asking her, Mom, you got $20 so I can go down the street to get mad about a horse. So we always need our parents, but they don't always feel that way. So I was starting to feel like that umbilical cord that was still invisibly tied to your child. I was feeling like it was shriveling up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I think I'm allowing him to be his own person, make these decisions, but I'm kind of behind the scenes, kind of manipulating it, and I needed to step back, which is what I did. This was last week when I finally stepped back and said, "Girl, don't cloud his judgment. Let him own that decision." Now, what I need to do is just make plans A, B, and C for if he changes his mind. So we said, we'll do the semester, finish our football season, and if you like it, we'll rock out for the rest of the year, and then we'll take the next school year when it comes. If you don't like it, we'll, the following semester we'll homeschool. And I said, but he said, what if I don't like it after a month? I said, give it at least 6 weeks because, anything can happen. And then I thought, but if he's on the team, he can't just quit the team. So in the first game, it's like in a couple of weeks. So I said, you know what? You're actually going to have to make the commitment for the whole semester. So right now we are in limbo. And I said, that's all I'm going to tell you. I've guided you to this point. You sit down, be quiet, be still, get off the video games, and decide what you want to do, okay? I will support you, and that was the key thing. I will support you no matter what you decide. And that, folks, is where we are. That was the juicy part. I don't know how juicy it is for you, but part of the vision, and we're going to talk about this. Well, you talk about, I have 3 ways of doing a homeschool vision. Your big picture, why you do this. The end of the road, which is when they graduate, where you see them, right? Look, your crystal ball. And then getting there. What's the roadmap, right? Or blueprint. And I have this journey includes fostering and encouraging curiosity, creativity, being brave, brothership, and scholarship. Okay. And then I have a little bit more I'll go into later. And when I read those things, I said, you know what? Be comfortable with this uncomfortable phase you are in life. My kids are all older now, and they're wanting to make their own decisions. And so we say, oh, well, let them make their decisions. Blah, 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 blah. That's what we say. I don't really mean that. Because y'all still be holding on. You still just be headlocking your kids. So the change that no one really tells you about, you're going to have real change. Just like you can't fake the funk when you're in childbirth. If you did Lamaze and you in childbirth and Lamaze is not working, you can't fake the funk, right? So when your children are making these decisions that you think might have consequences that, you know, you're afraid of, or you think is going to cause more work or whatever, you got to sit back and let them make the mistakes right now while they're with you, and you can help guide them. Being the guide on the side, you can help them through those changes. Okay. So for me, for the fall, yeah, we're gonna English, math, science, all of that, but it's also going to be manhood. And with the state of the world, especially in America, manhood is paramount. You know, it's being chipped away, and so we need our young men, our young warriors, to start fighting and advocating for themselves, but they have to be put in these situations. So I don't know what's going to happen. You know, the hokey pokey that's going on around the world could shut everything down, and it might be a moot point. But I just wanted to be honest with you guys. I have been struggling with this since like April, right? And I was even knocking heads with my husband. Like I haven't spoken to him in about a week. Not even today, because I felt like he was just getting, you know how you put all the work in and then somebody comes in the last minute and they try to take all the glory. I kind of felt like he was, you know, kind of minimizing all the hard work we done in homeschooling, and he just wanted us to do football. And I'm like, but there's academics that go with that. So, honey, I love my lovely tea. That's where we are, and I will be updating you guys on that. Let me read some of these comments. Inspired amongst the chaos. See, I like that. Inspired amongst the chaos. That's really how I feel, because I'm like, you know what? In the end, my child is going to be stronger at the end of this scenario, this great experience and opportunity. Now, here's the thing: to keep your heart from palpitating and being all kinds of in fear, uncertainty, and doubt, make some backup plans. So if something happens, if things suddenly change, you got things to do. So I called his two teachers and like, this is what we got going on. And they were like, well, you don't mind losing that money. He can kind of maybe do some things on the weekend and submit his work late for the first month. So I'm like, okay, so they gave us like a grace period of the first month. The other two classes, they're delayed classes through Silicon Valley High School. Y'all, I have a whole bunch of reviews. So much I'm gonna share with y'all. I'm gonna be live tomorrow, okay? But yes, inspired amongst the chaos says homeschooling was one of our big reasons for leaving California. Listen, one of the reasons why I loved California was because of the homeschooling, but that was 12 years ago. It is a different monster now. There are some things that California does that I still really like, but so many other things are creeping in. A lot of chipping away at parental rights. They say, they're chipping away at the homeschool, but it's really our rights as parents to raise our children the way we see fit. So I see those pearl encrusted, diamond encrusted handcuffs, they're on the wrist, but they haven't just yet. But they right there. I see the key over there. But yeah, so, and some other states are like that, but California is like, it's what do you call it? The cups with one ball in it. You switch the switcheroo. You gotta be on it, or you'll get swept up. Yes, we need to be raising men. Absolutely. Now, we as women can only raise them as productive, healthy, happy humans, right? Being a man really takes another man, in my opinion, to raise a man. But there are traits and things that you as a mom can help to instill and nurture and foster. And then, the dad, puts, how Kwame Brown says that mama's cooking, the dad puts that daddy grilling on, just a little, he do his own little seasoning. Because, men can really cook. Like, I'm from Texas, man. Them men take some bison, some venison, some deer, and, not, and they hunting and stuff, and they, woo, that Texas barbecue, y'all kidding me? They know how to tear it up. Ladies too, but the men got it on lock. But we just can't feminize our men, our boys. We got to let them grow up. So that was my little juicy content. I'm just real. I'm still in the trenches. I had an epiphany. I'm still like, I just have to be comfortable with my child becoming a man. And this is part of that process. Unfortunately, there are no rites of passage for kids in this country unless, you have a bar mitzvah or something like that. Priceless Candy. Hello. Happy to have you guys. Hey, Pray Love Homeschool. Savannah. Samantha, sorry. I purchased a curriculum membership for a hefty price because everyone said, oh, you'll love it. And guess what? I don't, and neither do my kids. So the non-refundable membership was a wash. Exactly. It's hard when you're in the mix of everything. And even still, I bought some new curriculum a couple of weeks ago. I bought another math. But hold on. I always knew about it. But here's another thing. Okay, what time? Okay, we're at 5:02. Okay, we're good on time. All right. So you know what? So this video was all about my little business. I'm gonna do a little bit about curriculum, just a little bit, but tomorrow is gonna be the real curriculum, and I'm gonna have it at 5. I'll put a poll up today after the live, and you let me know if 4:30 Pacific time, which is 4:30, and then 5:30 Mountain, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, if that time works for you, or 5. So I'm thinking, how I did my Friday night lives at 5. We'll see, but I'll do a poll, and then next week going live with all the curriculum, okay? And then I'm also having sources where you don't have to have like curriculum, okay? You guys don't want to fall into that trap. I do have a lot of unschoolers and world schoolers. You traveling around the world, you can't be having 6 books for just math, right? So we'll get on that. Let me catch up to some of these comments. All right, Mona says, and listen, I'm calling y'all next week. I'm making some phone calls or some Instagram calls to you guys. Come on live and share your wisdom. It ain't gonna just be me all by myself. What's up, Adina Adventures? All right, so Mona says, I agree that those boys need men guidance and mentors. Yeah, that's why I was like, you know what? If I have to take a semester or possibly, and then on top of that, so all this summer, he's been doing football camp at the high school. And I'm like, fine, son, make some friends. Some of the boys he knows from his other football league, maybe make some new friends. And then, if you decide to jump, then you already have, some tie-ins to, the people at the school. But he goes to to the camps, and after one of the practices, I'm talking to the incoming coach, and then another coach. He's the track coach at the high school, but he was also an assistant football coach with the superstar, with the mentor coach. So they coached together in the private football league. And then now, I'll just call him Coach Rockstar. He's coaching football, and then his assistant coach in football is the track coach. And he's like, that's your boy? Oh, man, he's fast. We need him on the track team. Because, my son played defensive end, defensive tackle. He was that quarterback killer or pass rusher. And so he's got a lot of speed. So I'm like, oh, man. I'll never get this kid to stay at home and do something. So it was hard making those decisions. So I'm like, you know what? In The Alchemist, it talks about no matter your faith or belief, use what you need to help you see the signs, right? And we all have signs, no matter what your religious belief is or non-belief, there are signs. And a lot of times we're so distracted and busy in life that we don't notice the signs right in front of our face. And so, and so from The Alchemist, it talks about when you get still, and the only reason why I'm alluding to The Alchemist is because I kind of pulled it out with my middle son not too long ago, because there were some things I wanted to talk about again, and based on the world. So, you know, just getting still and being able to recognize when the spirit, your God, your Allah, whoever is telling you, grabbing you by the collar and saying, look, girl, I'm trying to tell you, you got these options, you know, whatever, but make a decision. So those were lots of little signs, and I said, okay, I got to pay attention to these signs. So that was a learning thing for me. Part of that change is we're going from always thinking about our children and doing everything for our children. Yeah, you might let your kids clean and cook and stuff. You better let them clean. But definitely like cook their meals and do some things like that. But I mean, are you moms, seriously, and put a 1 in the chat. Are you seriously okay and comfortable, and you do it consistently? Do you let your child, let's say ages 14 and up, do you let them make not fundamental, but non-consequential decisions about their life? Maybe like you might have a daughter who loves dance and she wants to pursue that, but you know, she's also good in science, and you want her to go to a STEM school because you're like, oh, there's no money in dance as a profession or something like that. And you're comfortable with her, you know, maybe applying or auditioning for performing arts school, or just something where you're out your comfort zone and your child is not making this decision. Maybe it's to date somebody, huh? Maybe it's to start dating, and you're not ready for them to start dating. But they feel they're more mature, and you feel like, okay, well, how can we, you know, broach this and be mature about it and still feel like you're able to make some decisions for yourself, or whatever. Drive, you know, maybe child, just things where there are little baby steps for being an adult, right? Are you seriously and realistically, don't lie, are you really letting your child make those decisions and watching them go through the thought process and deciding, okay, I'm gonna do this or I'm not gonna do this, without you trying to get in and put your mama little input on it? Do you really kind of stand back, comfortable in your child rearing skills, and say, you know what, let me see what he does with this? Put a 1 in the chat if you do that, and don't lie, because I'm a no. Put a 1 in the chat. If you have older kids, let's just say high school and up, because maybe middle school we might be like a little wishy-washy. If you have high schoolers, do you realistically really let your child make these decisions? Maybe they don't want to go to college. How about that? And they ain't taking no kind of college prep classes. They ain't doing no kind of extra work. They're like, I'm done with school. Would you be comfortable with that? Or the opposite? There's some parents, they want their kids home. They don't want them going off away to college. Maybe you want your child to go to a specific college or stay here, and they want to go out away from you. I don't see anyone's in the chat, and I got a lot of people. I don't see anyone's in the chat. Thank you for not lying. It's hard for us moms. The Excellent Family says, hey, you look new, The Excellent Family. Absolutely. Only a man can teach a man how to be one. You're here. Pray Love says, beauty among the chaos. Yes. Oh, who's that? For me? Well, I don't know if you're talking about me, Samantha, but I'll take the compliment. And we are going on a field trip, 4 hours one way and then 4 hours back. So tomorrow I might be able to come live. Hey, if not, definitely catch the recordings, but I'm going live every day, really, for the month of August. When I go live, I can do that all the time because really doesn't take anything. And I like feedback. I feed off of that. So don't even worry about that. Enjoy your trip. There's another mom. She's in Disney and she's driving. Y'all on some nice vacations. That's cool. Hello, real moms. So let's see. Inspired says, we are just starting this journey with a 14-year-old. Oh, y'all, we got a fresh one. And she's got a juicy child, too, who's 14. We like the fresh ones. Welcome, Inspired. Welcome to homeschooling. We don't bite. Since we moved in the middle of the school year, he's trying to figure out where he wants to go to meet friends. We would like him to take classes. And that's another thing. And I'm going to have a high school series. That will probably be, don't hold me to it. It might be next week, but I really want to plow through this curriculum. So I might do a couple days of 2 lives a day because I want to get the stuff to you. I meant to really do it in July, but you know, my heart and my ego, I was like, my baby, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? Can figure it out. So and then I just got rid of my homeschool room, the other homeschool room. That's a whole. I'm gonna go live in that old room next week so y'all can see the chaos that was going on with me. Why y'all watch me? Why y'all follow me? Y'all know I'm a mess. I be knowing my stuff though. All right, let's see. But high school, because here's another thing. When I was sitting down with my son and asking him, what are your non-negotiables? And that was language. Okay, so right now we need to start talking about adult language for your children so they can advocate for themselves. And one of my words is, what are your non-negotiables? Meaning, what is your worth? Okay? And when you know what your non-negotiables are, you know your value system or your belief system, that goes without saying. And then think about what you've done and what you would like to do. And then look at the person around you who's wanting you to do something or not do something and see if they really value your work. There's a saying that goes, when you're winning, you'll lose. When you have high standards, the losers will go away. Oh, I'm messing it up. Wait, when you have high standards, the losers will go away. When you have low standards, the winners will go away. Good point. And that's true. So, but when you know your worth, you know when you have losers around you and when you have winners around you, and then you can adjust accordingly. But our kids need to know this, and they need to be in different situations where they can practice that. So when they're out in the real world, it's familiar to them. So I talked to him about non-negotiables, okay? Now, we haven't had this talk about girls yet, but that's on the horizon. But we talked about it in terms of just people wanting you to do things, whether it's your friends, your coaches, because they might ask you to do, maybe you hurt yourself and they want you to go back into the game, but you know, you really hurt yourself. Is that negotiable? So what we need to do is have these conversations. What if conversations, right? I used to do this with my middle son who's on the autism spectrum. You not shooting him for kids with special needs. It should be for everybody because we all special needs when it comes to this. You need to know your value so you know how to answer quickly. When you are firm in your faith, when you are firm in your stance, when you are firm in your square, when certain things come at you, bing, 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 you do the matrix real easy. Oh, that's not what we're about. Or, yes. You know, but they need to constantly be kind of reminded and start thinking about what's a negotiable, what's a non-negotiable. Someone trying to get you to vape, is that negotiable? If they say, hey, you don't vape, you know, we can't be friends, and maybe they're a popular kid or whatever, or a really pretty girl, negotiables, non-negotiables. So just want to throw that, we're gonna be talking about that for high school. All right, Inspired. Look at Inspired. You are inspired tonight, girl, with all these comments. I love it. And he thinks he'll just randomly meet people in the Pokemon aisle. Listen, oh, I had another thing of water. Don't you love it when you're really prepared, but you don't know you're prepared? I was prepared the whole time. Look, not, it looks like I'm unprepared, but you know, I forgot about this, but you know, aliens always come through. Shout out to my niece, Kay's Creations. Her link is down in the description box. She makes amazing custom tumblers. And right now she is so booked up and busy, y'all might not even be able to get in to place an order. So just, you know, go check out her IG account. But I love that innocent thinking with kids about he might meet friends in the Pokemon aisle. Because guess what? When I was into things in my young, wild, decadent youth, that's where we girls were told to go. Certain aisles in the store where men shopped, or certain restaurants, you go where if you like something and you want to meet people who like that, you go where that is. So your son is actually spot on. He's doing things that people pay $300 to get information when they trying to, you know, meet a rich man, right? I haven't seen it all, y'all. So yeah, so don't that mama. You know, he's thinking very logically. Plus, he's a boy, so he's thinking very logically. I like Pokemon. I'm going to Pokemon aisle. I might see some people grabbing that Pokemon ball right there, and then boom, I can strike up a conversation. So there you go. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna touch on curriculum really quickly, but remember tomorrow I'm gonna do curriculum. Now, if you want me to focus on, I have a child in elementary, 5th grade, a child in middle school, 7th grade, and then a high schooler. If you want me to focus on, I'll just put the poll up. So after this live, go to my YouTube page, go to community, and then take the poll, okay? Now, I have a lot of curriculum, and I have so much that there's so much that we're not even using that I'm still going to cover, because a lot of people, I tend to buy a lot of popular curriculum. So I will be going over, I'll be going over what we're using, and then also I'll just be, because some of this curriculum I actually want to sell, but I want to do a video on it, a live with you guys before I sell it. So anyone have any questions about anything? And guys, I just wanted to give you the story. I don't always talk about my private life a lot, but I really want you to really see my process, what it's looking like, because eventually it's going to come to you. It really is. And if you don't have any oars on your boat, right? You don't have any brakes on that car, no power steering, you're going to be lost and you're going to get a tree. Hopefully not, but you might not get to your destination. You need a homeschool vision. You need one for your life, but you just sit down. If you don't do anything tonight. Oh, by the way, let me put it up in here. I have this free on my website. Now, my website's been down for a month or so. Maybe the website was reflecting my inner struggles. Let me pull this up. I do have this free on my website. Let me see if I can just put it up here. Where's all my branding stuff? That's the checklist. All right, so go to my website. And, oh, let me see if I can pull it up on here. I got a gang of stuff on my, okay, share screen. Let me see if I can share it really quickly. Share screen. Oh, with 2 monitors? No, what? Oh, I'll do that later. All right, so apparently I'm not gonna share it, but I should be able, oh, you know what? Let me take a screenshot of it and then I'll show it to you. I'll show you where to go. That should be, you should be able to download that. And then, hold on, my computer's moving very slowly. And hold on, let me just, I got the whole thing right here. Hold on. Okay. All right, can y'all see me? Okay. So this is free. It will always be free. It's 60 plus pages. The Mega Homeschool Planner, okay? That's me. I created this for y'all. Hold on, let me take this off. All right, let me take this off too, so y'all can see everything. Oh, it's my name. Oh, can I take my name off? All right, hopefully that's gone. All right, I'll figure it out later. Okay, anyway, So when you open this, first you got to print it. And you know what? And I'll do a live on this, okay? So you know what? Y'all go to my website. Hopefully it's populated and everything's working. Print this out. And then let's do this together. I want to go through this together, okay? This is it. This is the planner. I got everything in here. This should be like $15. I'm never gonna charge you guys for this because, hey, do you guys want me to go through this? It's probably better if I put my overhead camera on this, but I have short-term goals. Got 4 of them right here. And then long-term. You know what? I'm just going to do another live. I'll probably do 2 lives tomorrow, quick ones. But I'll give you at least an hour heads up. And then don't worry if you missed the live. Just catch the playback, and then I'll be live. Now, this is from last year. So I'll be updating this. So special notes. This is an undated planner, but the calendar part here is not it's not dated. It's not up to date. So I'm going to fix that tonight. But the actual monthly calendars and weekly calendars in the back are. Let me get to it. I'm just going to walk you guys through it. But like your weekly lesson plans and all that stuff, it's not dated. And then your monthly planner, all that good stuff, it's undated. Y'all see that? So this is free. But if you want to wait to download it, just wait, because all you have to do is just update that one calendar. Because that's the only thing, you know, the whole year at a glance thing, that's the only thing that has a date. Yeah, this one I'll update. You can still print it out, just don't print out that page, right? Okay. So you know what? Oh, y'all, what do y'all think about this? Okay, so after the live, okay, this is the takeaway. I'm going to put the poll up, which I want to talk about for the next live. Then I'm going to go into PowerPoint and update this, and then I'll put the new link on my website. So let's say Sunday, download this, okay? Now, here's the thing. When you download this for the month part, now I messed up this one. This is just like a little demo. But I'm going to make sure when you download for the month, if you're going to do automatic printing, make sure you stop at the last page of the weekly lesson plan, and then do your monthly planner. Oh, I'll just do the video with you guys. That way you don't have January right here and then, you know, I messed that up. You want it to be like this, right? So you just want to print it. You want to do the printing yourself. Just don't print everything all at once. You want to do this yourself, so you have the monthly pages printed just right. It'll print right. You just have to kind of stop it when you're done with the weekly lesson plan, and then do it for the monthly planners, because you want the pages just so. Okay. So I'm gonna update this. You guys print this out on Sunday or Monday, and then maybe Monday. If you need more time, just let me know in the community section. We're gonna go through this, okay? We'll start with the homeschool vision, the goals, the unit. If you want to do a unit study planner, field trips, I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you because I've written some things in my other planner, but I haven't updated this for me, so I need to get on the ball with this. So if that's a plan, put a one in the chat if you guys want to do a planner day. If you guys, okay, good. Okay, we can do a planner day. Hey, life, a little y'all. Did I say that right? Life a Little, y'all. Wolf Sarah and 12 Stones Academy. Hello, I see a lot of new names and a lot of new faces. So print this out like Sunday or Monday. And then I'll put a poll for when you guys want to do this. If you want, we can do it on Friday, the Friday Night Live, where we have our, our hall pass, our drinks, our stuff, how we do. And then and I'm going to have the overhead, and I'm going to go through and do my stuff. And then y'all can see how I'm doing it, ask questions, and then, do your stuff, okay? Because listen, I'm still planning for high school, because you never know what happens. I mean, it's a long time between now and then when school starts. I think it's the 18th of August. So anything can happen between then. So I always want to have that backup plan, right? Always. I'm a daughter of a Marine. We have 5 million backup plans, okay? So, cool. I'm seeing a lot of ones. Jessica, Muna, Sarah, Danielle. Okay. Hey, Danielle. So, yeah. All right. So, we will have a planner session. Not a lesson plan, but a homeschool planner session, okay? Now, remember, you can print it out right now, but I have to update the year at a glance, because that's 2020, right? I got to update that. And just remember, when it comes to the monthly calendar, stop your printer and then print it, double-sided, but make sure January is on 2 different pages, not January and then January. Make sure it's January on one piece of paper and on the next piece of paper. Because if you print it straight through, it's going to put January on one page, okay? So you've been warned. But when I print it out, I might have you guys on with me as I print everything out. I'll see how I feel. All right, guys, if you have no questions, it's so good to be back. I really missed you guys. You guys make homeschooling a little bit easier. Not a lot, because nobody wants to come on live with me. I don't bite. Why are y'all afraid? But look, y'all know I was in my feelings. I don't ever buy candy, rarely. I rarely buy hard candy. I'm more of a chocolate girl. I'm in here researching ways to convince your child not to play sports. I'm like concussion, Will Smith, CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I was all Googling everything. I said, girl, you gotta let your son be a man and step aside along with your ego. And that ponytail you had, that tired ponytail. I have a lot of hair breakage in the back too. I was doing all these tight ponytails and buns because I was all tight. So, all right, let's see. Life Little, y'all, says, so do you. Thank you for all the real advice. Your wealth of knowledge is so helpful. Oh, that makes me so glad, y'all. I mean, it makes me happy to get on here and do all of these things, because I genuinely, I'm a Sag and I'm a Southern girl, but I genuinely want to make life easier for other people. And also for me, it's just, I don't have a lot of homeschooling friends. And in real life, I should say in real life. And that's for a reason. I don't have a lot of friends in general. And, it's always nice just to bond with other homeschoolers. And it's always a new experience. So I like that. I like that aspect of it, because I get to talk and stuff like that. Because my friends are like, girl, we know. So I'm like, let me go talk to somebody who don't know. So there you guys are. All right. If you guys have no more questions, I've only been on for 53 minutes. This is probably one of my shortest lives. It won't be on Friday. Let me know. Oh, okay. So for those of you for high school, I will be doing, I told you about the high school series, because I'm looking at some of the books. In the poll, if you have any troubling issues, anything that's dire that you think it can help other people, I'll do live on that earlier rather than, much later, okay? I'm really trying to focus on the curriculum. But if you guys have some really pressing issues coming up, let me know or DM me, and I'll try to, gather information or resources at least, and to help you guys. I really want this tribe to grow, and I want you guys to start getting to know each other. I want to know where you're from, what state, what country, what rock, whatever. I just want you guys to start interacting with each other. Y'all, we've been in some crazy times, and the craziness is not going anywhere, you know? So there you go. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. If there are no questions or comments, give me my freedom. I'm going to get out of here. All right, guys, let me put my website back up again, and then you guys can go check that out and look for that homeschool planner. So that homeschoollife.com, okay? And if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a daily homeschool checklist that is free as well, created by yours truly. And don't forget to like this video. I've been off YouTube for a minute, so YouTube might not push my stuff out. It doesn't anyway. Actually, I've kind of been shadow banned since I did my series on Black books for different ages. So I guess YouTube thought I was being a little too woke. Oh, guys, listen. So for history, I'm gonna save it for a surprise. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll keep talking forever. Well, hold on. Who left me a comment? When I get my ish together, I'll come on live with Niki. Man, just pray, love, homeschool. Y'all, listen. What do I tell you? Start messy, ugly. In fact, if you start not cute, pretty, all sedity, I want to watch you. I like seeing people not in their element, but they're doing it. Because I actually kind of get a little jealous. I'm like, wow, I know they're scared, but they're doing it. That makes me feel like I need to raise my game up, you know? Because it takes a lot to get online, open up, you know, you might fumble over your words, say the wrong thing, whatever. But just know this community is really welcoming. You know, I've had sweat stains. I got them right now. Oh Lord, look at the sweat stain. I don't know if y'all can see it. I know IG can see it. But my bra is cute. But YouTube, can you see this? Look at that. I'm hot. But this fan does work. It's just like I didn't have it blowing on my armpit. But listen, y'all, I make a fool out of myself because ain't nobody paying my mortgage. I wish in California. So in the end, why do we care about people who don't care anything about us, right? So just live your life. So don't worry about it. You always put out a lot of great information, and you don't have to be on long, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, an hour, whatever you want. I'm going to start reaching out to some of you. I'll probably do some collabs. I usually stay by myself, but I'll reach out and start trying to do some collabs, with other homeschool YouTubers, especially those who approach homeschooling different than me. Or I just want to, I'm really interested in unschooling and world schooling. And I've done a little bit of unschooling, but I wanted to see in game schooling. Now, we've done game schooling, but there were some families, they take it to a whole nother level. I really want to kind of get in their mind and talk to them and just, I'm an eclectic homeschooler. I want to take what I can from them. And I want you guys to be exposed to some of these men and women out here who are really doing some great things. So there you go. And with that said, I'm out. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what time yet because it's Friday. And, I'm not talking to my husband right now because y'all know why. So I might be on a little bit earlier in case, well, we probably will do Friday night. We always do our Friday night movies. I don't know. If anything, it'll be 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Okay, you can count on that. What is game schooling? I'm glad you asked, 12 Stone Academy. Y'all, okay. Samantha, do you do some game schooling? There's a mom on here. She's big. She's an unschooler. Game schooling is where you use games to teach your subjects, right? So you could have, say for math, you can get a couple of, it doesn't always have to be a board game or a card game. It could be a life game, right? But say for math, you might have math, which is a math game. You might do dice games to teach addition, subtraction, multiplication. You might use a scenario where to teach counting money instead of using a workbook, you actually get some money, fake money or real money, and, you know, fake cash register or no cash register, and you just go over, you know, maybe you act out, you know, someone buying some bananas and exchanging money, you know, that would be like more unschooling. Well, you're not using textbooks, curriculum per se. You're not using that to teach the bulk of your lessons. So there are so many kinds of games. We have spelling bee games. We have games that teach the parts of speech. We have games that teach integers with math. I have, obviously you have lots of puzzles, but I have puzzles that for different parts of the country, of the world. It's very specific. I have, oh my gosh, you know what? Hold on, y'all. I need to do a live on, where are my notes? A live on games, on game schooling. I have like 15, 16, 17 games, and those are just the ones that I kept. I have all my pens are over there. Let me stand up so y'all can see my sweaty behind. All right, some marker will do. Oh, here we go. I'll write on this. All right. So we're going to do a video on game schooling. Actually, that was kind of fun. I might do that this weekend. Game schooling. Okay. And you just have fun and you're learning. And the whole point is you're doing something that's hands-on. It's situational in most cases. And you remember it. And you can always up the difficulty level. And then, you know, usually, you know, if you have at least 2 kids, you know, you can have your kids play. As a matter of fact, I have a freebie. I don't remember what video it's on. It's multiplication games. And all you need is a pair of dice. And I have 12 worksheets from multiplication from 1s to the 12s. And you play 3 games on each page, on each worksheet. It is a worksheet, but it's still a game to play. And you learn, you know, multiplication by playing a game. So, so that's game schooling. Yes, bingo parts of speech. Oh, as a matter of fact, I have bingo multiplication and division, and I have bingo fraction games. I'm actually about to sell the fractions game online. Synonyms, antonyms, homophones, homographs. I have, remember, not Yahtzee, not Yahtzee. Oh, there's, yeah, Yahtzee for teaching your verb conjugations. There is so much out there, a lot. We use Guess Who for math. Yes, there's also, depending on the age of your kids, there's a store called Game Chess. It's here in LA. I don't know if it's a chain. They have thousands of games. And they have a whole section just on different subjects and games that go with that. Like they have stuff for like pre-med students, like biochemistry, molecular biology. I was like really shocked. But yeah, for science, we have a game. It's a skeleton kind of game, and you're learning the parts of the skeleton in a game fashion. So game schooling is pretty fun. You go on eBay, try to find you some secondhand, some used games. Yeah, it's fun. Let's see. That was a great question. Let's see. A little bit, but still very new to it. But I did organize my game cupboard with tons of learning games. See, I'm gonna check that out later on tonight, Samantha. So those are just little baby steps. See, you could always come on and talk about games, Samantha from Pray Love Homeschool. Lakeside is awesome for that. I never knew there was a name for it. I was just trying to keep the kids from being bored. Yeah, exactly. There is so much. There is so much out there. And if you're, you know, intentional about it, you can kind of stagger it all throughout the day, especially if you have multiple kids, especially their younger kids. And you gotta get them into the routine, set those rules and those boundaries, and then let the wolves loose. And then, you know, after a while, they'll be like, oh, Mom, we love this. Is there another one like this? Ticket to Ride. That's geography, history, It does take kind of a long time. But if you get the junior version, there's like a baby version to the Ticket to Ride. It doesn't take us long. That's great. There's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, it's such a great time to be a homeschooler. It really is. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Farkle is a fun math game. What's Farkle? Oh, girl, don't tell me about math game. Look up Farkle. Now, see, wouldn't it be something if I have it in my bookcase? Didn't even know it. Okay, so anyway, I'll look that up. All right, guys, so I'm out of here. I will see you tomorrow, maybe 4:30, but I will give you at least an hour or 2 hours advance notice. I will put that poll up tonight. Download those planners, preferably Sunday when I have the updated year at a glance calendar up. Mwah! I love you guys. It's so good being back. And thank you so much to all of the new faces that I see. You guys on IG, mosey on over to YouTube and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I do go live, because I don't always go live on IG. All right, guys, I'm out. Bye.